Okay, I'm recording. Okay, that was good. That was a good start. Oh, wait. Hang on, just one more thing. Ready?
What's... Oh, listen to that, everybody. Simon is opening a can of beer. Listen to that pour. Ooh, that sounds delicious. I can feel the condensation beading on the side of the glass.
So can I.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can literally. I can't literally.
Cheers. Cheers to you.
Cheers to me. I don't have anything to chink against the microphone, mostly because I went out for dinner and I'm a little bit drunk, so I can't have any more. Oh.
A little bit. Listen to you.
I'm only a little bit. I mean, just a little bit.
So, everyone, it's Friday night. Unusual recording time for us.
Yeah, we usually do this at the opposite end of the day on a totally different day, but here we are doing it on an evening. Boom,
doing
boom,
it
boom.
on an evening. What a delight to hear your voice, Lee Miller. It's been a week.
Yeah, well, I've been looking forward to hearing you all week. So, what do you mean it's been a week, my darling? Tell me.
I mean, it's been a week since I heard your voice.
Oh, I thought you meant it's been a week.
Well, I mean, it has been a week, hasn't it? I
can't remember mine.
I got a colleague of mine and I got taken out for lunch by a PhD student this week who finished last year. And the PhD student, she took us out for a very, very posh meal, lunch.
How fancy is that? Where did you go? What did you have? Tell me everything.
We went to a place called Noble Rot, which is in Lamb's Conduit. For all of those people who know London or who know London well, Lamb's Conduit's a very, it's a lovely little part of town. And yeah, we did well. It was great. It was so nice. It was just so lovely. The sort of sense of completion and pleasure, and yeah, just a delight. This is a podcast in which two friends talk about the pleasures, absurdities, and imperfections of being human. I'm Simon Ellis.
And I'm Lee Miller. Welcome to Midlifing.
I had an idea today. I think that we should explain why everything we say, why we say what it is that we say. For example, right now I'm telling you about, I'm explicating the reason for why I'm about to tell you something, which is that we should do everything as if we were a Jack Reacher script. That is, you've got the thing going on and you have to explain to everyone what it is that's going on. So right now I'm kind of trying to be ironic, and I'm being ironic by seeing, and kind of a little bit meta as well.
Have you been watching Jack Reacher Series 3 on Amazon Prime?
Now I'm drinking a beer because in an investigation you don't want to drink beer.
Oh. I haven't been paying enough attention, except to say that I know Anthony Michael Hall's character was just threatened with a gun, and if he didn't do something about chopping his son's ear off, it all got very.
Wait, is that Anthony Michael Hall?
It is. I know, he looks like a potato, doesn't he?
Oh, you've just. So right now I'm going straight back in time, and I'm feeling discombobulated and out of whack, and I'm actually even making kind of actions with my body like doo as I think about Anthony Michael Hall, cute little Anthony Michael Hall in The Breakfast Club.
It's one of those things that when you look at somebody, and I want to be very clear here that I am not shaming anybody for
aging.
Being for exactly that.
On a podcast called Midlifing, excellent.
Not what I want to do. But I would just like to gently observe that hoary old cliche that men age like wine and women age like milk is absolutely not true, because you just have to look at
I would have
Anthony
thought it was the
Michael
other
Hall.
way. Yeah, he hasn't. I mean, I don't like to say this, but he hasn't aged well, has he?
Well, I would say
I mean,
he has.
unrecognisable as well.
But this is the thing that I think is quite beautiful about his face, because he looks like he's lived a life, which I love. I love looking at his face. I mean, I just think, oh, this is great. This is somebody who's been out in the world, looks like they've maybe drunken too much wine one day, maybe been caught out in a rainstorm, that kind of thing. Just not somebody who has lived inside a Bel Air air-conditioned mansion and has
Having
been gently...
massages and
Yeah. Oh!
milk baths. He does actually... he's looking good for someone who's had his ear cut off as well.
It's his son who's had his ear cut off, not Anthony
No, he
Michael
has
Hall.
as well.
Has? Oh, I've not seen that
Spoiler.
episode. Well, there we go. I've got that to look forward to. I think me and
You've read the
Bob
book anyway.
might have. I have read the book. That is true. I'm actually currently sitting with a Lee child within. It's a Lee and Andrew child within arm's
a new
reach.
one.
Yeah, in too deep.
I mean, what a...
Something that's never been said of me. Sorry. I'll cut that out. That was wholly inappropriate.
I mean, do you think when they were coming up with titles, they were going like, plugged? Were they going...
What would make
Inner beauty?
middle-aged men...
No.
What would
I
make
know.
middle-aged
In
men
too deep. They're nothing.
who are the demographic for this book giggle when they lift it off their shelf?
Up through your balls and cider. Okay, so
I do not know what you just said, but that was terrifying.
yep. Some listeners will know. So yeah, go on. You've got some content for me, I'm sure.
Oh,
We can't
actually,
prattle on like this, so it would just sound like we're...
Oh, we can prattle on like this. Let's be honest. Last week was a high watermark of content. This week, I think we can jump the shark again.
Again. I've got my wetsuit on. I'm ready.
Oh, excellent. But except you shouldn't wear a wetsuit. You should be wearing a pair of jeans. Oh, no, a pair of shorts and a leather jacket.
And a leather jacket.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
I love my leather jacket. I wear it all the time.
I don't think I've ever seen you in a leather jacket.
I was quoting a New Zealand band.
Was it possibly Crowded House?
There's another New Zealand band.
Is it Peter Jackson?
Yeah, he had a great band when he was a kid.
Who are the other New Zealand band?
Well, that's where I'm going to get embarrassed because I think it's I think the Straight Jacket fits, but it's the Chills. I think it's the Chills. Yep, it's the Chills. A very, very famous band. And they're famous because the kind of Dunedin sound, it was called the Dunedin sound, was a precursor and highly influential in terms of the Seattle sound, Nirvana, etc.
Really?
You look up the Dunedin sound. All listeners should look up the Dunedin sound, and you'll be treated to some amazing, amazing rock.
Well, that is just brilliant. So the thing that predates the Seattle sound.
I think you. If you've had a few drinks, your voice. You're relaxing into your voice. You're speaking a little more slowly than you normally would. I was expecting a little slightly sped up version of you.
Oh no! When I've had a little glass of wine, I am more. I am a more chilled version of me rather than a more epically annoying version of me.
So a little glass, is that the same as a heavy pour?
Oh my god! It was such a heavy pour; it was ridiculous. I paid €2 for what was effectively a bucket of wine.
Oh, are you in
I am.
Portugal?
Shh, don't tell anyone. I am. Oh, and I was listening to a very interesting Italian conversation, which I could not follow a word of because I do not speak Italian.
I'm married to someone who speaks Italian.
I think you also speak Italian, but I'm not going to dwell on that because I don't want to make you anxious.
Ah, yes.
Throwback.
Yeah, was that last week?
That was last week, yeah.
Something happened last weekend that I wanted to ask you about. Or unless you've got something to...
No, I really am. My brain is empty because if you ask me for content, I'll just start to tell you what I did during the week, and it is so ferociously boring. I mean, I'm making myself fall asleep just thinking about what I've done over the last week, which was very busy, but not very exciting.
The adjective ferociously is excellent in front of boring, isn't it? I mean, it's the high water mark of that particular phrase.
Absolutely.
So, shall I go?
Please do.
Last weekend, my nephew, his name's Finn, came around and stayed. He was here with his girlfriend, Sophie, the two of them.
Now, I know this because I heard them arrive while we were recording, but that didn't go into the podcast.
That's right. It's fair to say it was not a gluten-free weekend. people don't come round. Actually, people who they're not even well. Anyway, it was not gluten-free. And anyway, Sophie, it was quite an interesting moment for me. She said that one of the things that Finn does when he's here, he, no doubt about it, takes over the speaker and cues up songs, and I get to listen to songs that, things he's into and things that they're into. And sometimes they cross over with things I'm into and sometimes they don't. Mm-hmm. And Sophie cued a song and she said, "This is one of my dad's favourite songs." And the song came on.
Okay.
And speaking of Anthony Michael Hall and the Breakfast Club, it was Simple Minds' "Don't You Forget About Me."
Oh, hey. Don't
exactly.
You bum, 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 bum. Yeah.
Forget about me. So what was weird is when it came on, I had the experience of going, wait, what? Your father likes music that I liked when I was...
Oh, Simon, you poor sausage.
Yeah, and I was trying to... It was strange. It was strange. It was obvious because, of course, that I'm more or less... I think I'm a little bit older, in fact, than her parents, but I don't, whatever. But basically we're the same age. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to explain how surprised I was that I had a little kind of moment of going, whoa, what? How did that? And Sophie rightly goes, I don't really understand.
What do you think she didn't understand? What did she articulate what the
Well, she didn't.
Was?
No, she didn't. It was also because I was trying to articulate something quite abstract, and it wasn't until later that I thought of something, which is, mm-hmm. And I said something about, I think there's something different when you've got children versus when you don't have children.
Yeah.
That your sense of the progression of time is different. And I think this is particularly the case if you've spent a chunk of time with undergraduates who, of course, mm-hmm. stay exactly the same age every year while you don't.
Yeah.
And that's more or less the same. I mean, it's a little bit the same with PhD students. Mostly they're early 30s. There are some exceptions, but they're kind of in that age range, really. Mm-hmm. And I was trying. I don't know what else to say other than that's something. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. It was weird and not surprising and ridiculous and all those things that being middle-aged sometimes are.
I think it's interesting, that sense of slightly being untethered from how we are supposed to behave, or perhaps how we are supposed to see ourselves. Because both of us, just in case anybody's missed the memo, neither Simon nor I have children. And just in case somebody's coming in really late to this conversation, this would be a really weird thing to be listening to out of context.
Yeah, there are episodes. There's lots of episodes about not having children.
See all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it might be a little bit like when my mum bumps into the children of people that she knows who are grown up. She will always report back to me, "Oh my God, I saw so-and-so's son and he was so old." It's like, what do you mean, Mum? It's like, he was like a little old man. It's like, yeah, how old is he? It's like, he's 60. It's like, uh-huh. And 60 is, not young, Mum. Yeah, but he used to be little. Yeah, but I wonder if it's kind of like the same thing that she's experiencing, but we're doing it through absence rather than presence, if that makes sense.
Who's the she? Oh, your mother.
My mother. Yeah.
Yes.
So my mother's doing that thing where she goes, hang about, how can that 4-year-old be 60? That's not possible.
Yeah, and so I'm thinking of basically a parent, which is hilarious because I know lots of parents who are my age, and all of them mostly all of them have children who are more or less in their 20s.
Yeah.
Maybe even a bit older. And it's not like I'm not used to the idea that people my age have children that age. But so I don't. That was so. It was something about the connection to the song as well. That was.
Yeah. I also wonder if it's because you're not in a room with the father and you don't have the relationship with the father.
Never met them, of course. Yeah, I think that's an important thing. It's a very stark reminder when mostly I don't think about how old I am in relation to Finn and Sophia, for example. My age is irrelevant, although, every now and again it rears its head.
For me, it's been people that I have taught who have then stayed in my life, and then they've gone on to have kids. And in some instances, they have now kids in their 20s. So these are not people who I am peers of. They're not my friends. They're not people I went to university with. These are people I taught at university.
Yeah, who actually, when you started teaching, you might not have been that much older than.
No,
Frank.
I probably was 6 or 7 years older than them.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
exactly.
Let me just think. Well, no, I taught my first class when I was 26. Yeah. So I taught my first class when I was 26, and there's a couple that I'm thinking of who had taken a couple of years out, so they were in their early 20s when they went to university. So we really weren't very far apart. Effectively, yeah. But of course, experientially, really, really different. Because by this point, I'd already gone through my undergraduate and my master's, and I was working towards my PhD when I was teaching them. And they were, of course, trying to work out how to be 21 around a load of 18-year-olds, which doesn't sound like very much from this massive telescoped distance of being in our 50s.
But in that moment, yeah.
But, yeah, exactly. I remember standing in a queue at Freshers' Fair with a checkbook in my hand, and somebody in front of me saying, "Oh, I don't know how a check works." And somebody behind me, who I went on to know, she was like, she'd taken 2 years out, so she would have been 20 versus 18. And she just went, "Oh my God, how can these children not know how a check works?" And I remember thinking, I'm so glad that this person in front of me has said I don't know how a check works, because
neither
I don't know how it works. I've never done. And for those of you,
I remember getting nervous signing my signature the first time I signed a check, like being quite hand shaky about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, I've never done this. This is pretend money. Up until that point, I'd lived in, and I can't imagine what people who are in their, I guess, 30s or 20s or 30s listening to this.
Possibly.
Yeah, 30s maybe are going like, what do you mean checks?
Yeah. Stick that in your VHS player and smoke.
Yeah. And I wonder if this is one of those things about I don't know. It feels a little bit like it's that whole, I don't know. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole because it feels a little bit TikTok-y or Instagram-y, where people do those thought pieces that are like 12 seconds long, and you think, oh, I don't know that I can have a thought that quick. But the idea of
especially not after a
glass of a heavy pour.
A heavy pour.
That idea of that Generation X are this weird age that had to sort of keep transitioning from media type to media type to media type to media type. So no wonder we're so angry, because we started out with vinyl and then went to cassettes and went to CDs and then went to MP3 files. Oh, actually, like mini discs for some of us.
And then we had to start downloading things illegally from Napster.
Yeah, BitTorrent, and then we eventually went to streaming services, and it's like, oh yeah, We've probably
that's shaky
paid for
ground,
this.
isn't it? That's shaky ground.
Yeah, it
What
is.
a precarious existence we've had in relation to media.
Well, I mean, we've probably paid for the same song about 12 times at this point.
And now we don't own it.
Exactly. We're just renting it.
Talk about irony.
Question.
Yeah, go.
How many weeks is it until you go to Italy?
2 today.
Simon Kennedy Ellis, on
I'll
a
be
scale
there.
of 1 to
I'll be there.
shitting yourself, how excited are you?
I'm very excited, and I reckon it'll be. I think it'll be Negroni o'clock, maybe a little after.
Oh my God! Please tell me that we're going to record when you are as in your cups than I am, because I'm only 1 glass deep. It was a very big glass, and I did drink it on an empty stomach.
And also, we're going to record in our apartment. Although I'm going to have to record with a blanket over my head, because otherwise let's have the echoiness.
That'll be lovely.
No, you can hear
like
that initially, and
capsule.
then I'll blank it up. No, it'll just be impossible. I mean, it's really almost impossible to understand what someone is saying, because marble floor, everything's hard, everything's empty.
Oh, that's so exciting.
In too deep.
I wasn't going there. I was talking about how exciting it was.
It is.
Everything's hard.
Everything's dark. Everything's hard. Oh, listen to us. It's so immature. Very excited, and looking forward to just getting change, getting a feel for it, and there'll be lots of odd jobs to do. It's all going to happen. It's all happening. We're about to get the preventivo, which is the quote for the work. I'm a little anxious about that. Not anxious, a little bit. I don't have a clue what it's going to be. He could say 60,000 euros, and I'd have to go, oh, I don't think it's going to be that much, but, no idea.
You know there's a thing where you can ask somebody to give you a second quote as well.
Yeah, I guess.
So you are allowed to ask for more than one. Just because somebody gives you a quote, it's not like they're proposing marriage. You can ask for more.
Well, if someone proposes marriage, you can ask for more?
No, I said it's not like.
Oh, it's not like.
It's not the same, because you can't do that. If somebody proposes marriage, you can't go, hang about, I'm just going to get another 5 people to ask me to marry, and then I'll decide which of you I'll choose. No, that's not how it works. Whereas...
Yeah. But you can also say no. I guess you can with marriage as well.
You can. Well, you can. That's true. You can do that. But it's better to have a fallback situation for renovation work, whereas you don't want a fallback situation for marriage.
Yeah, I mean, Anyway, that's the apartment update. Very excited. Very, very, very excited. So,
I am very excited for... No, I'm just very excited for you. The end. That was it.
Yeah. I wanted to... I've got to go to a funeral tonight.
What?
I'm going to an online funeral, my second in a week.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's my aunt actually died on Monday. My aunt.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Simon.
That's right. She's been sick a long time, and but she's the last of my grandparents on my mother's side of their family. So that's you might say the end of that. The parents and the children. So my mother's youngest sister, and my mother's sister. And, it's pretty strange, I have to say. Very strange. Also, online funerals.
I can't say I've been to one.
Yeah, I went to one last week, which was a young person, and just ripped my tights. It really did.
Oh, darling.
Devastating. This is different, of course, because Adrian's had a long life, and a rich life, and a very full and amazing life, actually. So, yeah.
Well, what time does your funeral start?
It starts in, I think it's 9. Or maybe it's 9:30. Oh, it's tricky.
Okay.
I'm going to be sleepy.
Are you reading a eulogy or anything? Do you have to contribute?
No.
Oh, that's a relief. Because
Yes,
you shouldn't have drunk beer if that was
I
the
wouldn't
case.
have. I wouldn't have been drinking
No.
beer.
It's not. We do that after the funeral, not before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Oh.
Should we
Yeah, I
on
think
that
we
note,
should.
on that yeah.
On that sad note, but it's been a delight catching up today, Simon.
Same, and thank you for your wisdom. Wisdom about
I don't really think it was
about
wisdom.
gaps and age and time, and I thought it was wisdom.
Well, I just want to say I've missed you this week, and I've really looked forward to talking to you, and I've had a nice time.
Thank you, and same here. And we can do it again next week because that's what we do.
I know, it's almost like this is a podcast.